Buenos días, mis estudiantes. Today, I would like to talk to you about los artículos definidos. Now, this is a cognate, so you can probably figure out what it means. Artículos looks like articles, and definidos looks like definite. And that's what they are, the definite articles. Now, what are the definite articles? Well, we have in English, we have one definite article. And that definite article is the. The is a definite article. Spanish, however, they have a little bit more than just one. They have four. Four definite articles. And these definite articles are el, la, los, and las. So, where English has one, Spanish has four. And yes, every word means the same thing. It all means the. So why are there four of them? Well, there's four of them because there's different situations that would call for each one. Let's take a look at them. For example, let me spell it correctly. El chico, the boy. Let's use the girl. La chica, the girl. Now let's pause for a second and look. El chico, la chica. Same word with the exception of one letter. O, a. The O in el chico signifies that this is a boy. And this el goes with things that mostly have an O on it. There are exceptions. La chica, this has an A on it. This is a girl. This la goes with things that are mostly ending in a. Mostly. There are exceptions. So let's see what happens when we go to these two. I'll still use these two examples because while we have one boy and one girl, we're going to be adding some boys and girls to these categories. Now my el chico, the boy, just became los chicos, the boys. I've added a few chicos to make more than one. Same thing goes with las chicas. So I've added a few girls to make las chicas. Now, remember, el, la, los, and las all mean the. But the difference is when you use it for masculine things, and we'll talk more about masculine things later, we use el. Feminine things, we use la. Okay? If it ends in an O, mostly el. If it ends in an A, mostly la. Same way, if it ends in an OS, los. Notice how these are connected. And then, if it ends in an AS, las. Let's try some other words. Let's look at the word that I have in front of me cleverly. Perfect. We'll use that one. We have the word computadora. There you go. Now you can see it. The word computadora. Now, judging by our little rules we use with chico and chica, we can look at computadora. We see that it ends in an a, and we know that that will go with la. So the word for the computer would be la computadora. Let's look at another word. This word, you want to say telefono, but it's not. There's a power, there's an accent. When we talked about accents, those accents take power. So in this case, instead of telefono, it's telefono. Telefono. So this teléfono, which you can tell means telephone, teléfono ends in an O. So teléfono, it is masculine. Judging by our chico and chica demonstration, we know that teléfono will be paired up with el. So the word for the telephone is el teléfono. Now let's say I had more than one computadora. I made it plural with computadoras. Fine, fine. That law doesn't work anymore. That law has to change. Since I added an S over here to computadoras, we need the las. So it is now las computadoras. Now let's look at teléfono. You probably know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put an S. Instead of teléfono, we have teléfonos. I'm going to now erase this because just like we learned earlier, it has an OS on the end, and that clearly tells us we need to use los for los teléfonos. I know this is confusing at first, but eventually looking at the endings of many of these nouns will come second nature to you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching.